to beat the brakes out of the Tony Montana rapper. One of his security guards named Roscoe was allegedly caught up in the mess or got messed up in the melee. He was rushed to a local LA hospital. The club, the Graceful Manor, was shut down for the night.
So now we have Akademiks is talking about who allegedly whooped out Future. Let's jump into this content. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Following the incident, and helicopters patrolled the parking lot to make sure the area was safe. Now, Wack had told us about the story, and he basically kind of described it just like how this happened, except he gave more detail. He said, yo, they surrounded club security and everything, and basically when the gang...
And it's crazy because in Wack's last pieces of content, he was saying how it happened at a hotel. And here you have Akademiks making it clear that this in fact did happen at a club.
Members of LA want to do something, you have insecurity or security at the club, knowing that they live in LA, they want no sauce. So, Future narrowly escapes a vicious beatdown in 2013. Now, supposedly, like for all we know this happened, and then we knew about Wack chasing him in the airport. But what was confusing is that
we knew about who chasing him in the airport?
In 2013. Now, supposedly, like for all we know this happened, and then we knew about Wack chasing him in the airport. But what was confusing is that when we went to the indictment, right? When we went to the indictment said, and let me pull up the indictment. The indictment says after Wack, hold on. Let me just give me a second. The indictment says, let's go to airport. Let's search that. Now, right? So actually, the indictment does not mention the club thing. The club thing happened in 2013.
So okay. The indictment does not mention the club, but Wack mentioned the club. So when this club incident shows up in future indictments, we know where it came from.
Okay. Now, so if we start thinking, it says in or around 2014. Actually, this might be it. Well, anyway. Okay. Oh, here it is. In or around 2014, okay, after Future refused to pay and ceased answering the calls, they, Henley's associates, and it says Henley and his associates, which means he was there, committed violence against NDC and his associates and security for failing to show respect. Now, this is the issue with, I've seen Wack talk about this a bunch, and he's like, yo, man, there's something else in the mix, because I never said we touch Future. And he's right, he didn't touch Future. And supposedly the one in 2013, the bodyguard got fucked up, but not Future. But apparently there's another incident. So there's a third incident that the feds are talking about that doesn't involve Wack and doesn't involve that club thing that we know. But it just goes to show 3 incidents of niggas, like they were treating Future like a pinata. I don't know what was going on. Now, granted, he didn't get touched in other situations, but hold on. Here we go. Let me see. Do I got it? Maybe I do have it here. So
now again, it's incredible to point this conversation out because Wack again made it abundantly clear that he never said anything about Future getting accosted in a club. Now you hear DJ Akademiks is saying something totally different, but you know, Wack just will say pretty much whatever, and we're watching these situations, these lies unfold one at a time.
Do we have it? Okay. All right. So we get confirmation. We got confirmation. Check this out, chat. Check it out. Here we go. So remember, there's 2 incidents we know. Wack chased him in the airport, him getting surrounded and almost touched at the club, but his bodyguard got beat up. But the feds claim he got his ass whooped. Where did he get his ass whooped at? So someone reached out to Wack, and Wack sent me...
That nigga got his A double whooped wherever Wack said he did.
Like, you know, the text messages of the person who finally cleared it up on when Future supposedly got his ass whooped.
So now Wack is revealing the name of the individual who... So let me get this right. Wack is naming the individual and verifying and identifying the individual who attacked Future amongst his open Big U indictment for an attack that is not mentioned in anyone's legal paperwork, nor is anyone being charged with it, but yet Wack is getting somebody involved who should be named as a culprit in this. So is it possible that the federal government, because WACK has been named as a witness in Big U's case and an asset, we have that literal paperwork, as well as an associate of Big U, which would be WACK100, who chased Future. Do you think that now WACK100 has struck in some sort of deal or has came up with some sort of plan to say, hey, I'll tell you who attacked Future, I'll tell you who did blah, blah, blah in the club in respects of, in exchange of, you don't convict me of being the associate. You don't charge me with being the guy that ran down on Future. You feel me?
It's out. So, and by the way, this is from Wack, but he's texting, like, you're gonna see this shit. It's kind of like hilarious. Yo, the fact that Wack got a nigga saved like this is crazy. WS Crip Partner 99. Who the fuck saves a nigga like this? WS.
And now you're telling on Hop. Now you're putting the case on somebody else. So now you're literally open air snitching on somebody. Like, it's not even a maybe not. It's not a question of it. It's not a are you or aren't you. Like, you're literally now charging somebody and putting the name of what's the word I'm looking for? You are looking the name of don't let me lie. You're a culprit. You're putting the name of a culprit to a crime that has yet to be charged, but it's still an open crime.
Crip Partner, whatever.
Or a charge that's yet to be indicted to anyone, but it's still an open crime.
Anyway, he texts Wack and he says, Hop is the one telling. He's the one that knocked out Future and Floss took his gun. So Wack says, knocked him out where? Future wasn't touched at the airport. That's cap. Then the Crip Partner says, nigga, he knocked out Future at the SLS. I was there.
So now Wack is saying that he witnessed Future get knocked out, and now he's telling everybody what he saw. So again, if WACK100 doesn't attest to this in court, it's going to look bad because he's making it clear, as we know him to be a witness in the testimony and a witness on the case, that this is what he's into and this is what he's talking about.
Then Wack says, first they said it was a club, not a hotel. So that happened at a hotel Future was knocked out at. So now we're getting to find out. The club they pressed him, he ran out through the kitchen. Then they knock him out in the SLS. And then Wack sees him at the airport and chasing him. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. They was playing Pac-Man with this nigga Future, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Everybody chasing him. Okay, so they said they knocked him out at the SLS. And he says, I already know what's one of Big U's homies telling. And it says, okay, because he was in touch with me. It says, Hop and Floss. He says, I never knew they caught Future slipping like that. He says, Future security, Hop betted them. So I guess, like, he put some work in. But I guess they got to Future somehow. He says, Big U was there when this happened? Yes. So that confirms exactly what we just read in the indictment. The indictment says Henley was there with his associates.
So do you hear how WACK100 is making a point to confirm what is in an overt act in an indictment? That way it can be charged with an actual realistic 1-2 step like Sierra crime. The overt act of assault has already been charged on Big U, and WACK100 is the victim of that assault. Now WACK100 is basically just making sure that all these overt acts stack up and Big U gets charged, because let's hear what DJ Akademiks said one more time.
They caught Future slipping like that. He says Future security, Hop betted them. So I guess, like, he put some work in. But I guess they got to Future somehow. He says Big U was there when this happened? Yes. So that confirms exactly what we just read in the indictment. The indictment says Henley was there with his associates. It didn't say he was there with his associates at the club. It just said Rolling 60s rolled up to the club. So
now, when it's all said and done, look how crazy it is when you have WACK100, busting these moves and doing these things, when you can clearly see he is just at this point helping out with the legal team, man. It's just crazy, bro. It's very insane. It's very insane. It's very insane. It's very insane how this situation is working. That's all I can tell you, brother. And we're watching in real time. Somebody who came into this internet space as a super banged out gang member, super blooded up, all this and all that. We're watching him literally give away an indictment right before our very eyes.
This is a third incident we didn't know about, but apparently, according to the feds and according to WS Crip Partner 99, who's telling Wack this stuff, no, there was another situation that happened where Future supposedly got knocked out. And by the way, you know, I guess this is going into the narrative where Wack is saying there's people within Big U's organization that's telling. That's why these stories are coming to light. Because there's a kind of a question of, did Wack story from Clubhouse or my stream get in a federal indictment? Because
DJ Akademiks is showing us that Wack's information was used into a federal indictment. He just doesn't want to come out and say it. But the reality of the situation is Clubhouse conversations, no jumper interviews, conversations with DJ Akademiks possibly are all used in this situation. We know for a fact that the Clubhouse conversation is being used. We know for a fact that no jumper conversations have been used. This is a clear sign of what's going on in today's time when it comes to this WACK100 situation. Should you not want to believe it? Should you not want to go about it in a proper manner? That's your business. But the reality is what the reality is.
he just said it publicly, or did Wack like fucking feed information to the feds? His thing was, these stories that just got added, I only was at the airport thing, and the other stuff they added, I never knew about Future getting beat up. So he's being told that Future got beat up, and now he's being told who would know this or let it be known. So Hop knocked him out, and Floss took the security pistol. Yes, at my hotel. And he says, yeah, I didn't know about this one. Now it makes sense. They're mixing the situation with the hotel situation. So he's saying that they're mixing.
But see, here's the thing about that. They're not mixing it up because this is what Wack said. Let's listen to this. So Wack is trying to attribute it to this hotel situation, but the actuality of the situation is Wack is talking about this. This is what he actually said.
Them niggas that beat the shit out of somewhere 16. You can find it on Google where them niggas that beat the shit out of Future and the security. Future ran out the LA club. Google Future gets rushed in LA club. They was on him. That's why they was on him.
Talking about Trick from Detroit.
Nah.
So this is Wack saying that they was on Future in the LA club. So I don't know where this hotel story is coming back because 4 years ago you said it was a club. So now you're just lying, trying to backtrack and walk back your statement.
Mixing the airport situation with the hotel situation where supposedly Future got knocked out. They sold him a dream. They told him, yo, keep.
Oh, my bad, y'all. But that's again because that's how WACK100 is presenting the situation. Hold on, let me run it back.
That was a lie. Check this out. I'm ready to.
My bad, but yeah, that's the way Wack is telling the story, and Wack is telling the story in a very conflated manner in order to confuse the public. He's doing it in a way to cause chaos, flu, flammery, skullduggery, and larceny, man. We know the games that Wack plays. So when it comes down to the situation, it's all BS, bro. It's all BS.
And he says, I already know what's one of Big U's homies telling. And it says, okay, because he was in touch with me. He says, Hop and Floss. He says, I never knew they caught Future slipping like that. He says, Future security, Hop betted them. So I guess like he put some work in. But I guess they got to Future somehow. He says, Big U was there when this happened? Yes. So that confirms exactly what we just read in the indictment. The indictment says Henley was there with his associates. It didn't say he was there with his associates at the club. It just said Rolling 60s rolled up to the club. So this is a third incident we didn't know about, but apparently, according to the feds and according to WS Crip Partner 99, who's telling Wack this stuff, no, there was another situation that
we know that WS Crip Partner 99 is like the most trusted source ever.
And now he's being told who would know this or let it be known. So Hop knocked him out and Floss took the security pistol. Yes, at my hotel. And he says, yeah, I didn't know about this one. Now it makes sense. They're mixing the situation with the hotel situation. So he's saying that they're mixing the airport situation with the hotel situation where supposedly Future got knocked out. And a dude, Crip Partner 99, says, yes, I seen it. And he said, yeah, and Hop is a co-D on the RICO. And it says, Floss is telling it'll come out during trial. I don't know who these people are. And Wack says,
well, what's going to come out in trial is actually Wack is the one telling. So that's what's actually going to come out in the trial is WACK100 is actually, in fact, the person that has been cooperating and working with these individuals to accost Big U. We see how much more information that Wack is giving. Now he's giving out the exact people who were, blah, 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 blah. he calls himself leaking these text messages by way of giving them to DJ Akademiks so DJ Akademiks can read it. That way when it comes out, he'd be like, oh, I never told DJ Akademiks to do that. I never told DJ Akademiks to put out this information and blah, blah, blah this and blah, blah, blah that. DJ Akademiks is so wrong. Oh my God, DJ Akademiks. But in reality, in actuality, Wack is playing his game. Wack is the one going back and forth with these guys. Wack is the one flu flamming, skull dugging, and larcening. Wack is the one doing all these things. You feel me? It's all a game with this guy.
No, Wack says, Floss is telling him to come out of your trial. Then Crip Partner says, that's who telling. My brother got 2 kids by Hop's sister. Oh, shit. And then Wack says, Hop ain't never did no time, bro. And he got away from Big U. So right now, I could see Hop cooperating. You know? Wack got that, like, you know, cooperant radar. You know? Like, some people got a gaydar. This nigga got a snitchdar. You feel me?
Wack has all 3. Cooperative dar, gaydar, snitchdar. He's just a big old darling.
So here we go. And he says... So, Crip Partner 99 says, nigga, he is, Manny is, nigga, he is, Manny is, they is. Okay, so there's a lot of cooperants. Okay. It says, beer call telling 2, bro. Loose cannon 2. Yo, Wack just throwing a couple more stitches. It's like, nah, this guy snitched too, this guy. And he says, shit, all of them. About 50 more of his homies over the years. I don't know who Bear Claw is. Damn. Yo. Crip Partner 99 put a heartbroken sign. You could tell that broke him, bro. That broke his heart. Damn. I guess Bear Claw broke his heart. Fuck.
Meanwhile, you have no statements or anything coming from Bear Claw at all.
They say, yo, Bear Claw told him to stop calling his phone. I think he wanted the extra witnesses. I think he wanted the extra witness tampering charges. He said, Loose Cannon. He said, we all knew Loose Cannon was going to tell. He was like, he was telling people, I bet. Chat. So
Wack is basically just saying, it's everybody but him. You feel me? Like, just, this is crazy work.
Got some confirmation according to...
So with that all being said, man, we finna get up out of here to the next one. Y'all know the deal, man. It's red dots to the left. You know the rest. Say a prayer and be blessed. We are gone.